like to call the public hearing for the City of Maple Heights Planning and Zoning Commission for September 21st, 2015 to order at 6:35. Can you call the roll, please?
Sure. Arnold.
Present.
Ikenyoshi, present. Ostinson.
Present.
Jeanette.
Present.
Weber.
Present.
This public hearing was called according to section 1262.13 of the codified ordinances of the City of Maple Heights. If you are an applicant, please remain present until you are called during the regular meeting, which begins after the public hearing, to explain your application. The public hearing is to permit the public to speak in opposition or in favor of the applicant's case. Can you read the first case?
Sure. 2015 PZ13, an application from Benny Hudson of Ben and D's LLC, requesting a conditional use permit to operate a fast food restaurant in a neighborhood commercial district at 5247 Warrensville Center Road, Maple Heights, Ohio, 44137.
Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ13? Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ13? Third time, any proponents for case 2015 PZ13? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ13? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ13? Are there any opponents for case 2015 PZ13? None? Okay, thank you. Next, please.
2015 PZ14, an application from Sandra Campbell of Bella's Babies Creative Learning, requesting a conditional use permit to operate a daycare center in a neighborhood commercial district at 5196 Lee Road, Maple Heights, Ohio, 44137.
Are there any proponents for case 2015 PZ14? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ14? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ14? Are you the applicant? Afterward, this is if somebody, if one of the neighbors or someone had an objection or support for you. So, I'll take it 3 minutes. Twice, third time, any proponents for case 2015 PZ14? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ14? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ14? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ14? None? Thank you. Next.
Next case, 2015 PZ15, an application from Andrea Dancy requesting a conditional use permit to operate a daycare center in a neighborhood commercial district at 6165 Dunham Road, Maple Heights, Ohio, 44137.
Any proponents for case 2015 PZ15? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ15? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ15? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ15? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ15? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ15? None?
Case number 2015 PZ16, an application from Maurice Lewis of Politics Lounge LLC requesting a conditional use permit to operate a bar in a neighborhood commercial district at 5120 Warrensville Center Road, Maple Heights, Ohio, 44137.
Any proponents for case 2015 PZ16? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ16? Any proponents for case 2015 PZ16? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ16? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ16? Any opponents for case 2015 PZ16? And the public hearing will be closed at 6:41 p.m. I'd like to call the public meeting of the City of Maple Heights Planning and Zoning Commission for September 21st, 2015 to order at 6:41 p.m. Can you call the roll?
Sure. Arnold.
Present.
Ikenyashi, present. Ostenson.
Present.
Jeanette.
Present.
Weber.
Present.
Our first item is the minutes for the City of Mayflies Planning and Zoning meeting of August 10th, 2015. Have everyone had a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
Any amendments, any changes, any corrections? So I'd like to make a motion that for the approval of the minutes for the City of Maple Heights Planning and Zoning meeting of August 10th, 2015. Second.
Arnold.
Yes.
Ikenyashi, yes. Ostenson.
Yes.
Jeanette.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
We have four cases this evening, and we'll start in order, numerical order. So the first case.
Sure. Case number 2015 PZ13, planning and zoning for property at 5247 Warrensville Center Road. Applicant Benny Hudson of Ben and D's LLC. A request for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a fast food restaurant in a neighborhood commercial zoning district. Code sections, chapter 1278-04B, 1261-95, and 1262-12.
Okay. Benny Hudson? Yes. Oh, you want to come up and give your name and address for the record, and then you tell us a little bit about the project.
I'm Benny Hudson. I live at 19901 Fairway Avenue. And I was thinking of a fast food restaurant such as Seafood and Grill. And I thought it'd be a...
That may work. That should
Okay.
work.
I thought that it would be a good restaurant for the community.
Okay. This is in the old Aragon place in
Yes, sir.
the shopping center. Well, our members may have some questions for you, so we'll start with Mr. Weber.
I have heard.
No? Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes.
Well, they asked about the type of food you're gonna be serving. That's you got splash seafood.
Yeah, it'd be like fish, shrimps, scampi's, with the Polish boy, wings, burgers, fries, things like that.
I've got a question. What hours do you plan?
I was thinking like from 11 to 1.
11 a.m. to 1 a.m.?
Yes.
It's all carry out, no seating inside?
No.
Just
for waiting.
Just for waiting, okay, so it's all carry out. You're not planning to have a liquor permit or anything like that,
No.
are you?
Delivery service or no?
Not at this time. I don't feel for the service.
On your plans that you submitted, there's no indication on how you're going to be disposing of waste. Trash, like out, especially outside of the building, like where dumpsters are going to be located. A lot of times there's grease also that gets picked up separately.
Right.
How would this stuff be stored? Where would it be stored? How would it be picked up? The service driveway is pretty small and you're butting up against residential property, so my concern is how you envision that to be and what access or what arrangements you've made with the landlord and the other tenants to have dumpsters and waste pickup.
Well, there's space there for where the landlord said I could put a dumpster and the waste spill for the grease.
And will that be fenced off, closed up? I mean, like I said, again, I'm mostly concerned because you're right next to residential property. It's food. You know, it smells, animals, you know, trash attracts, you know, rodents and other things.
Right.
So what are, you know, saying that I talked to the landlord, he said I could put a dumpster. Well, where and how is that going to be and how often will it be picked up? And
I was feeding twice a week. He has dumpsters there now. It's not fenced in, so I don't know if that would matter. It's not nothing fenced in there now.
think it's required. Is it required that they be fenced?
I believe on a new dumpster, I believe it would be. I'm not sure, this has been there for a while, so.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, isn't the grease also something that needs to be enclosed?
Yes.
I believe it
I would
does.
assume it's considered a waste product also,
Yeah.
so.
So what we're trying to say is at the end of the day, even though there's existing dumpsters that are there for the existing tenants, the new stipulations, I think, state in our books that any new dumpster or oil deposit needs to be fenced in, I believe. I'll have to do research here in a minute.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Have you been in this type of business before?
I owned a store before, and I had sold food out of there. Not just a seafood restaurant. I haven't done before.
Anybody else have any questions?
Have you had any inspections yet? Or nothing that you got from
No.
fire department? Not been over?
No.
You building, one of those have been over?
No.
What's the code?
3072, 3073.
3072.
307.2, 307.3. And then 307.3.
So there's going to be some pretty significant renovations to the space. It's going from a mercantile type use to kitchen use in the back, correct?
Right.
Installing new cooking appliances and exhausting goods out the road.
Then I would like to make a motion for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a fast food restaurant in a neighborhood commercial zoning district under chapters 1278.04B, 1261.95, and 1262.12, subject to the following conditions: that the applicant comply with current waste regulations, including but not limited to fencing and sealed containers to comply with Maple Heights Municipal Code, subject to the approval of city engineer, city fire department, city police department, and the city building department.
Christian, right?
Yes.
Arnold?
Yes.
Aiken, yes. Ostenson?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Weber?
Yes.
You should come sign this.
Good luck.
Paperwork.
Thank you.
Something I would ask, if you keep it, get in touch with your council person for the district where this is located, and make sure you keep him or her in the loop of what your issue going on. This is Richard's district. He's right here in the maroon shirt. So make sure you keep him in the loop. of
Yeah,
what's
he'd be a
going on.
good advocate.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next case is 2015 PZ14, an application planning and zoning for property located at 5196 Lee Road. Applicant Sandra Campbell of Bella's Babies Creative Learning Center. A request for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a daycare center in a neighborhood commercial zoning district. Chapters 127804H, 126130, and 126212.
Mr. Sandra,
Yes, sir.
need your name and address,
My
please?
name is Sandra Campbell, and my address is 8446 Pier Drive, Rockville Heights, Ohio.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your project, what you'd like to do.
I was interested in doing a daycare center at 5196 Leah May Heights. I found it, I had talked to the real estate man. He let me in, I seen the building, I was interested, so I went through all the steps I had to go through in applying to do a daycare center.
So you're going to purchase the building, or you're ready to go?
Yes,
You're gonna purchase-
actually, I want to purchase the building
You
in
wanna
like 2
purchase it?
years.
Sir, Mr. Weber?
I see on blueprints, I don't see any place for the playground. Show the play outside. Oh, this again?
They should have He didn't draw it on here, but there is a lot of space for a playground at the facility.
Where was the plan to be? Where did you plan on putting it?
Actually, they already have a swing set up, so back here where they had the original
Where's that
swing
at?
set.
Where's that at?
Can you point it out?
Can you point it out on your blueprint?
Right behind a two-story frame wood building with a big backyard,
Okay, and how do you get there?
through the parking lot or through the back steps of the property.
Is that by the existing concrete driveway there?
Yes.
That's 1131 square feet?
That's it, yeah.
Where you're gonna have drop-offs.
Actually,
The drop-offs are on the other side. If you see the parking lot also is adjacent to the backyard.
So it's going to be behind the existing two-story wood frame building? Is that it?
That's the idea, yeah. And then higher, see, it says existing lawn, I mean, that comes with the, it's all ours, so they're planning to park.
The reason why we're asking is we, in Maple Heights, we are very strict about kids in their play areas and ballards being up and safety for the children in case a car were to lose brakes or pull in and fall asleep, whatever. the
Can't
case
see
may
around
be.
the corner of the building.
Whatever it is,
Parking
maybe
lot.
somebody cutting through, whatever, I mean, whatever the case is, and so we just like to at least see that in the plans and know that when the kids are outside playing, that there's a fenced-in area to where they cannot get into the street that are, basically fenced in.
Well, I think she's planning to fence in the parking lot where the kids are gonna be playing.
with a 12-foot fence.
I guess our concern is right now that's not what your plans are showing, so we wouldn't want any outdoor play without seeing that on your plans and how the kids would be going to and from the building to the play area outside, so. At this point, without those drawings or a more definitive plan, we would not feel comfortable giving you a use permit for any outdoor play for the kids without seeing where the proposed playground's going to be, how the children would be going from the actual daycare facility to that playground area, you
Just the
know.
path of travel
Yeah.
for the children, and to make sure that they have
And that play area is
a
secure.
secure area to be walking.
So that it would meet all the code
From
requirements
the
and
cars
that
to the door.
it's also makes sense with your other business plan for pickup drop off of the kids.
Can we provide that, I mean, you have the drawing of the layout of the building, can we provide it or approve it subject to the design being proposed to the board?
We can do an approval for what we have here and then subject, that to be amended, I think, I don't know, can we do that? Can we have
amendment to that?
For just a play purpose?
May I speak?
Please.
Please.
If the Vivas property is at 5196, there is a vacant house that's right next door at 5188. And that house is going to be coming down this year
Mhm.
through the Cuyahoga County Land Bank, and that lot will be available.
Oh, they have plenty of room on the current lot. It's just, we don't know how the kids are going to get, because there's no play area currently, you know,
Yeah, that makes sense what you're saying, yeah.
we want to be sure that if it's next to one of these driveways or whatever, that the proper ballards, we don't want to tell you to put up ballards that are unnecessary at this point.
Correct. So basically, I guess, I don't know if we can approve.
What if we gave you 30 days to come back next month with the adjusted plan with the outdoor play space that you intend to put up?
That and maybe the travel of the children from drop-off. So maybe like an arrow.
So you have to
pathway.
ask for the continuance to come back next month with the adjusted plan, and we'd be happy to grant you that 30 days to come back with the adjusted plans for the outdoor space.
So we can't approve just an initial drawing?
No,
I think it'll be better to come back and approve it all at once.
If it wasn't for the kids, we'd say yes. If it was just an area.
And that way, it's
But
one
because it's the
application.
kids, it was a little bit pretty serious. No, not at all. It's just that being in that position, I'm sure there's a lot to overlook. So it just happens to be one of the things that blink to us when it's not in there. So we want to make sure that they have the right area, the right space, and the right
here's an idea for you.
protection.
Get your drawing done, get your playground in there. Then my suggestion would be is to call the engineer, city engineer, and let him look at this before it comes back to us. And if he's got any, if he tells us it meets all the code and there's no objections, then that makes us more comfortable. If you don't have the right area, square feet, if you don't have the right fence type, you don't have the right things in place.
Because you said a 12-foot fence, I believe that the max you can do is a 10-foot fence for a commercial property, but I'm not 100% sure.
That's all my
But there's some
suggestion.
things that just need to be addressed.
So we'll vote for a continuance, then have your architect look up the requirements for the play area, get with our city engineer, and let him look at this before it comes back to us, and then we'll be more comfortable with that. How about that?
That's fine.
Okay,
Thanks
so
for coming in, I
then
appreciate
I'd like to
it.
make a motion that we hold case 2015-14 in abeyance until our next meeting on October 19th.
Second that.
No, staff. Arnold,
Yes?
Deacon, yes, Austinson,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you next month.
Sir, we
With
need your
drawing.
name and stuff for the record, if you can give it to the clerk, since you spoke.
Oh, okay. Baduba, B-A-D-D-A. I'm the owner of the property.
Okay, thank you.
Case number 2015 PZ 15, an application of planning and zoning for property located at 6165 Dunham Road. Applicant Andrea Dancy, request for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a daycare center in a neighborhood commercial zoning district, chapters 127804H, 126130, and 126212.
See you, Andrea?
Yes.
Okay, take name and address, please.
Andrea Dancy, 6165 Dunham Road.
Okay, you want to tell us about what you want to do?
I'm applying to operate a type A child care family home I would service children, toddlers, and preschoolers during the hours of 6:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m.
6:30 a.m. till 6 p.m.?
Yes.
How many children do you?
I would be able to have a maximum of 12.
So you'll be living on the premises?
Yes.
Questions?
So it says that you have a fenced yard.
Yes.
Is that a 4-foot fence or a 6-foot fence?
I think
Show here. Is it about waist high or a little higher?
higher. Yeah,
Probably a 6-foot fence.
yeah,
And does that go all the way around your property?
yes, it does.
Does it go across your driveway?
It stops at the driveway, butts up to the fence.
So there's a opportunity for your kids to leave the area without being fenced in?
No, that's actually a carport, and on the right of the carport is the gate that goes into the whole fenced in yard in the back. It's not around the front, in the back of the house.
Could you point that out here in this picture?
Carport, the fence, right in the backyard is
With the gate.
the gate. It starts here. This is the fence yard on the right here, but the gate is right. Go through here.
So you have to where you come out to get there.
To get to the gate,
Where do you come out the door and get to the backyard?
oh, there's side doors, there's three, there's a back door here, and then there's 2 side doors. There's 2 side doors right here, coming next to the one car garage.
You gonna walk this way through here?
To get to the gate, you can also come from the back door.
I'm sure Bob's asking if there's a gated opportunity for the children to walk out of the home into the backyard without leaving the gated area.
Without leaving the gate in?
Yeah, so basically you walk into the gated area from the home,
Yeah.
not in your driveway across the front yard to the gate.
No, you can come out of the house into the gated area,
Okay.
off of the back, off of the deck, with the deck on the back.
So you can come out here.
Right.
You run in-home daycare before?
I've never run an in-home daycare, but I've worked in daycare centers and I've worked with a home provider before. But I've worked in daycare centers for the last 6 years.
How many staff members are you gonna have?
A maximum of 3.
So you're showing the whole first floor is the daycare?
The whole first floor is the
Where
daycare.
are you gonna live?
Well, I do, when it's not daycare hours, my downstairs is set up, and then I have the upstairs. You know, the upstairs is where I sleep and do all, my room is upstairs. But the downstairs is finished.
It shows the downstairs is the office and the furnace room, but there's no really no living space down there.
Well, the office is not, the whole downstairs is not the office. A portion of the downstairs is the office, and the other part is a
The
setup.
whole thing is
display.
office.
Well, that should have been half. It's just a portion of the downstairs. That's the office. The other part is set up with the TV and in that area. The office is in the back part.
Where's the kitchen?
Where's the kitchen on the first level? It's by the side door.
Eating area?
I'm sorry.
Is that what you've got labeled as eating area?
That's the eating area for where the children would be eating when they're there.
Okay.
Yeah, but the kitchen, the eating area is just the table area. The kitchen, the refrigerator and stove is
So
right
can you
off
show
to
me
the
where
side
the
of-
kitchen is? Because you're saying that some of this is mislabeled, because living in, home-based business usually doesn't take up the entire house.
Right. Well,
And you kind of show it as taking up the entire home right now.
No, this is the eating area. Over here, the appliances are still there. I mean, it's still the kitchen off of there. This section right here is a room. This is the living room part right here. This is where they would eat, but this, even beyond that is where,
So this is really your kitchen area. This is your living room area.
yes. This is one of the bedrooms, and the other one is the bedroom. This one is the bedroom, side of the bedroom.
So will these be ever used as bedrooms, or are these really set up exclusive for uses for
They're
daycare?
exclusive for daycare.
Okay, but I'm
Because
assuming
it's
you
just
cook,
me and I don't have
you
children.
cook meals for other times, that for yourself living
Right,
there, and you
right.
eat in this area.
Right.
It's
right.
not just to serve kids.
No,
Okay.
right.
And this preschool area, is this,
That's a room that's,
is this like a
yeah,
bonus
it's
room,
Yeah,
or-
like a bonus room off the front.
and also exclusively used for the business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no kids there or anything but me, I can go, I use the upstairs, I use the downstairs, and, so it's not,
Have you had an inspection yet?
no, I haven't.
No, those fire and building have.
No, they haven't. Mhm.
Is that a good question? Questions?
No.
No.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Councilman Allison.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alex Adams, 14968 Carroll Drive. This daycare is in my district. The house that she's going to put it in used to be at the beauty salon a few years ago. It's a very nice house. The backyard's good, nice. They did a lot of extensive work here since they bought the house. And I have no objection to the daycare.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Alex.
Councilman Adams.
The only thing I personally need is some actual drawings instead of just some freehand sketches with some sizes and everything.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I want to approve him today, but just not even seeing where the kitchen is, where the kids are going to be and everything else, it's not complete. And as you heard earlier, when it comes to children, we like to have a complete packet, very detailed.
Well, I did the drawings, I did the best I.
No, I
did the drawings,
understand, yes
yeah.
ma'am, I understand.
And
Even like where you're gonna be sleeping, where, all of those things matter at the end of the day, because it is a home business in your home. If it wasn't a home business, and it was just a business, then we wouldn't be talking about, but since you do live there, it's something that we're concerned about.
You have a strong recommendation from councilmen in the district. And
I know it was a business before, and I know that, in the area where it is, there's, businesses, around me. There's a business two doors down from me, and, the house is, like I said, by me being, just being me, that I don't require the space, all I require is the sleeping space and a space for lounging or whatever.
Sure,
So,
this is just a drawing, we need some actual measurements and everything, more detail, instead of just a freehand drawing.
So,
I think what we're talking about here is the drawing. I think that it sounds like it's an ideal in-house business. I know what Alex was talking about, so I think the only thing here, the board is having a hard time following the drawings. The business itself sounds like, that's gonna work, that you have a good idea there, you have something that's needed. You have a strong recommendation from the councilman, so the district definitely wants you there.
okay.
So I think that the board is just having a hard time with the drawings. I defer to the chairman.
Then I hear in the group that you'd rather have better drawings, and we can ask her to come back next month with the drawings with the
I hate to
dimensions
go
on them.
longer a month, but yeah, I think that's about.
Can I ask a question? Is the fire department and the building department, when they do, they have to inspect, I can't get, like, I can't do a type A until it's inspected by them. Would that be, I mean, would they be able to see more of what, you know, I'm doing when they do an inspection or whatever?
I think they would be looking for different things, what we're looking for. Fire department would be looking for fire hazards, and the building department would be looking for building violations. We're looking at the whole picture and dimensions of rooms where the kids are gonna be sleeping. How big is that room? Is it 5 by 5? Is it 10 by 10? So those are the things we're wondering about. All these beds are in this cots and beds in here, and
And
how
that you
big
have
is it?
adequate room still to live, that the business isn't overtaking the residents. You know, home-based businesses by nature are secondary to the primary purpose, which is the residents. And I remember Ursula's, went there for years, took my grandma there every week to get her hair done. Ursula's hair stuff was in the basement in one room. The rest of the house was all the residents. So you're changing up that mix, and that's kind of what we're asking, is for you to kind of show us how it's still a residence and therefore a home-based business, as well as the outdoor parts of the drawings to show how the kids are going to enter and exit from that portion of the house into the backyard play area, as well as something maybe to even talk about, because in your hours of operation, you're talking about 6:30 in the morning, you know, maybe a little bit on your business plan. You know, I know that like your house is right next door to a residence on two sides, and then the street. So, you know, no offense, I'm not a morning person. I would not want little kids screaming outside at 6:30 in the morning. 8, reasonable. 6:30 when you open, that might be, you know, a little too early to have the kids outside, and something to kind of show that, you know, you're going to be a good neighbor too.
So basically, if you show us those drawings, you can show us where they're dropping off. Maybe they're not by these residents. And maybe that with these drawings, like I said, we can determine how big these rooms are for the children. Like I said, that's at the end of the day, our main concern is not to give you a hard time here today. It's just to make sure that the kids have everything they need. And
So we're gonna make a motion then to also hold your case until next month. That'll give you time to get your drawings and get the drawings with dimensions on them and plan on how people will come and go, how the kids will come and go. And you might want to call the fire department and the building department, have them come out while you're getting your plans together, so that so when we get the next set of plans, everything will be in order, and they will help you with what's allowed and what's not.
and I believe if you go to the city, you can get a copy of your lot in your home, in the dimensions, in that. So I think they would have the dimensions of all your rooms. No?
You get the dimension of your, off the auto side, you get the outside dimension, the inside.
You'll have to measure that. We'll get somebody to help you. We'll get somebody to help you put these together, and then at least showing the dimensions, how much of the house is business, how much of the house is residential, and how people will come and go. I think it's a good idea. But yes. Yep.
Roger Hop, Building Commissioner. We typically do not have any dimensions on a house. We have no room to keep plans for years. You did a very nice job in drawing, let me say that. Well, I mean, put some numbers on the walls. This room is 8 by 10, or whatever it is. It's what the gentlemen are looking for, and just make it nice and neat so they can read it.
So basically, like he said, you just take a tape measure in your room, it's 8 by 10, and put it on there. This wall's 8, this one's 10.
In your living space in the basement, your office space in the basement, all the sizes.
So if your office
Clarify where
is,
the fence is too.
Right, show the fence.
show where the travel is for the children from inside to out. If it's behind the gate, then that's what it is. You know, just a little bit more detail, like he said, the drawing's great. It just needs a little few things, like even where your office is, and it just says office, and you're saying you're living there. Tell me how much of the office space is it? Is it half that room? If it's 20 by 10, then it's 10 by 5. So just give us those quick dimensions. That's all we're looking for. I don't see a problem with it with the support from the council and everybody else. So
Okay.
it's just, we're gonna nitpick you a little bit because you're gonna have children in the home and that's our concern. And so,
I think you're on the right track. You're on the right track. You just got a little fine tuning to do and you'll be good. So I'd like to make a motion that we hold case 2015-15 in abeyance until our October 19th meeting.
that's it.
Arnold,
Yes?
Deacon, yes. Austinson,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Weber.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got a month to tidy it up and work, these are the gentlemen you need to.
contact them before I
You absolutely can,
Okay.
and they will be able to give you give you a look around and make sure that everything everything needs to be in place and everything, and they'll tell you what you need to do, and then put it on your drawing, then come back. And
Okay.
We'll be.
Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Councilman, for supporting.
Thank you.
Thank you.